Shasta County supervisors address public fund misuse allegations tied to the Registrar of Voters. Plus, what comes next for the Bidwell Mansion site with a structure still in ruins more than a year since the fire. And
we pray that it's making a difference, and I'm sure it is.
New tonight, as we mark the 4th year since Russia attacked Ukraine, we show you how a local group is helping survivors.
Covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now. Coverage you can count on.
We have new developments out of Shasta County where the Board of Supervisors addressed allegations of misuse of public funds for campaigning against the county clerk and registrar of voters, Clint Curtis. We've been covering this issue since last month when Supervisor Alan Long brought it up after constituents expressed some concerns. They had claimed that Curtis made a campaign-related comment during a tour for gubernatorial candidates, which some say violated county policy and state law. Earlier this month, supervisors say they determined no further action was needed. Action News Now reporter Jesse Angelo joins us now live from the board chambers there in Redding. Jesse, Clint Curtis is asserting that he didn't do anything against county or state policy.
That's right, Haley. This all stems from a comment that Clint Curtis had reportedly made regarding ballot stuffing during a meeting with some gubernatorial candidates. During that last meeting of the county supervisors 2 weeks ago, County Counsel Joseph Larmer shared that he initially thought there could have been a county code violation, but changed his mind after investigating a little bit further, saying that county policy has exceptions and that one question from the press being answered would likely be found as incidental. During today's meeting, some community members voiced their concerns, and Curtis defended his comments.
In fact, towards the end, when some of the gubernatorial candidates started getting a little political, I said, can't do that here. We have to go outside. You can talk outside, you can't talk in here. So we were very purposely avoiding any chance of any electioneering. Now, to tell people what went wrong, that is not electioneering.
Now, while the board can choose to investigate violations of county law, they cannot investigate state law violations. That would be left to the California Fair Political Policies Commission. Live in Redding, Jesse Angelo, Action News Now.
Thanks, Jesse. And last week, an anonymous citizen filed a civil suit against Curtis. Well, we have a live look for you somewhere, maybe. Well, whether you're looking live or not, we can tell you one thing. It's been rainy out there today, Howie. I took a quick break, went out to the car, and it was kind of like I forgot what you had been talking about. Have we seen the worst of it at this point?
I think probably yes, or maybe right now is probably the worst of it overall. I'm seeing some of the heavier bands compared to really since these storms moved in last night. So a little more orange and red and yellow, which would indicate some heavier bands. So I'd say the worst of it right now, but eventually we will start to taper off overnight into tonight, into Wednesday morning. And again, most of the heavy bands I talked about the last hour or so, it's up in the foothills or the mountains, Sierra, or the coast ranges where that moisture is getting forced up into higher elevations. Nothing in the way of any thunderstorm development at the moment. Paradise 2 inches, Redding 1.74 inches, and less the rest of the way, but we're not done raining. That rain could continue into the wee hours of Wednesday morning. But again, we have the flood watch up in, the flood watch up in Trinity County. But then be careful for tomorrow, flood advisory for the Susan River. We'll talk more about these storms in just a few minutes, Haley.
All right, thank you, Howie. Well, as Russia's war on Ukraine marks 4 years now, a local nonprofit is continuing to send life-saving medical supplies overseas. Action News Now reporter Tamaya Horvath joins us live on Marauder Street, where Chico Project Save is based. Tamaya, this nonprofit has already sent 7 shipments to Ukraine.
Yes, Haley, and they are currently working on sending out a new shipment soon. Chico Project Save collects and distributes medical supplies and equipment that people in Ukraine simply do not have access to during the war. This includes specialized items for neurology, cardiac care, wound care, and surgical procedures. Their upcoming shipment will travel from here to Medford, Oregon, and then to the East Coast before heading to Poland and finally into Ukraine. I met with Chico Project Save Director Janice Walker, who spoke about the difference in needs for Ukrainians compared to other countries they send aid to.
The Ukrainian people are so hurt. I mean, they have legs amputated, arms amputated, severe head injuries, whereas maybe in an African country you're dealing more with malaria or malnutrition or a broken bone here and there. But once it's in a war-torn country, the needs change.
Walker said they will continue sending aid to Ukraine until the need is no longer there. She added that Chico Project Save has helped 50 countries across the world, impacting about 5,000 people annually. They also give out medical supplies and equipment such as wheelchairs and walkers to people locally every Tuesday from 9 a.m. until noon here at their Chico office. If you want to support the nonprofit, you can find the news link on our website, actionnewsnow.com. Live in Chico, Tamaya Horvath, Action News Now.
Thanks, Tamaya. We will have more information about the anniversary of that war in Ukraine coming up in the next few minutes. We have new details about a crash that sent a motorcycle rider in Oroville to the hospital with serious injuries. The CHP now says it was a hit and run. This happened at about 7:45 last night on Oakville Avenue near Highway 162, east of Gold Country Casino. Emergency responders told us that that motorcycle hit another vehicle and that the rider was life-flighted to the hospital with major injuries. We spoke with the CHP this morning, and we were told that this is still an active investigation, but we are working to learn the names of those involved. A major opportunity is opening up for young local entrepreneurs to launch and grow their own small businesses. Action News Now reporter Emilio Del Carpio joins us now in studio. So, Emilio, this is something open to students in Tehama, Glenn, and Butte counties. They can all apply, right?
Yes, exactly. 20 deserving high school students will be accepted to the 2026 Young Entrepreneur Initiative, where they will have the opportunity to have their very own booth, sponsored at that, at the Thursday night market in downtown Chico. So they'll actually be out there selling, talking to customers, and running their own business. 3Core and the Downtown Chico Business Association are partnering for the third year in a row to make it happen. Tri-Counties Bank will sponsor the booths, each of the 20 selected applicants, to help remove financial barriers that often prevent young people from launching and growing a small business.
For the first 2 weeks of market, they have the option of being matched up with one of our other vendors so they can actually get mentored with our other vendors that are at the market. And then it's 4 weeks of them having their own booth. And so we're going to have a whole row of the young entrepreneurs. And so all 20 will be in a row in Thursday night market. And then hopefully the community will come out and support them.
Unlike the first 2 years, which were open to people ages 18 to 24, this year's program spotlights current high school students. Some full season applicants are returning participants from the last 2 years. And no business plan, no problem. 3Core will help students create one and get their idea off the ground. The application deadline is March 13th. The program will be starting up April 23rd. And we have a news link where you can apply on our website, actionnewsnow.com.
So, Emilio, what kind of businesses are we talking here?
Well, Kramer had mentioned to me in the last 2 years, the participants brought everything from cotton candy to pottery. So it's a huge variety, it's very wide, and it's a great hands-on, unique experience, Haley.
I can't wait to check it out. And you've never been to the Thursday night market,
No.
so we're going to have to go. We'll get you there live, maybe on opening night, and you'll check out some of those
Yes,
stands
I
for
will.
us.
That would be great. Please.
Okay, I love it. Thanks, Emilio. Well, Corning Union High School is cracking down on food deliveries on campus. The district has adopted a new policy that will ban deliveries from services like DoorDash and Grubhub. It takes effect on March 2nd. The district says it's a safety matter and that over the past year, the practice has led to more traffic and unsafe conditions in the parking lot and around the campus area. Students do receive free meals in the school's cafeteria. New tonight, why California wants to spend $35 million in support to immigrants facing detention. Plus, new at 5, why Governor Newsom is facing some backlash over comments made about his SAT score. But first, what the State of the Union address has in store for us tonight.